Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Harrah's Hoosier Park. I am track announcer Michael Chamberlain as we continue our Road to the Derby handicapping challenge. And we have 3 races to take a look at this week, so that means we'll be doing 3 separate videos. This one for the Fountain of Youth at Gulfstream, one for the San Felipe at Santa Anita, and one for the Gotham at Aqueduct. And that one will be loaded up tomorrow, as the fact is they just haven't drawn the race yet, and we can't handicap the race if we don't know what horses are in it. So that is the schedule that we'll have for our videos for this week. And I mentioned this video is the Fountain of Youth at Gulfstream, to be run at 1 mile and a 16th, a grade 2 race down there in southern Florida with a purse of $400,000. One big news item from this race is the scratch of the morning line favorite, number 12, Mo Donegal. Got the number 12 post position in here, and the report today from Jay Pridman of the Daily Racing Form that Mo Donegal has a low-grade temperature and is going to be scratched, and probably pointed to the Wood Memorial in New York, and that means that Mo Donegal will only have that one shot to get points to qualify for the Kentucky Derby coming up on the first Saturday in May. So that is a big loss for this race, the Fountain of Youth, but it does leave us with still a fairly strong field, and I believe that also means that the also eligible number 13 Galt will be able to draw into the field and make it once again a full gate of 12. We're going to take a look at 4 of the horses in this race in this video today, starting with the horse that now becomes the presumptive morning line favorite, number 2, Simplification. Antonio Sano is the trainer. This one has started 5 times at Gulfstream already in his brief career and has 2 wins and a second. The second coming in the Grade 3 Holy Bull last time out, finishing behind White Abarrio, who chose to skip this race and is going to go straight to the Florida Derby, I believe, as the next race on the schedule. They could also be going straight to the Kentucky Derby, but I think that's a very long layoff for a horse to be going right to Churchill Downs, but we'll see how they play it with White Abarrio a little bit in the future. Simplification will have Jose Ortiz riding here. As I mentioned, this one was 7-2 originally on the morning line and will probably inherit the mantle of favorite when the horses go to the post. The next one we want to take a look at is number 4, In Due Time. Paco Lopez will ride for trainer Kelly Breen. Interesting thing about the first horse, Simplification, and this horse, In Due Time, as well as the horse right between them in the gate, number 3, Howling Time, they're all sired by the same horse. Not This Time, which means that Giant's Causeway is present on the sire side of the lineage of all 3 of those horses. In Due Time has won twice in 3 previous starts. Got the first win last summer at Monmouth and then took time off before coming back at Gulfstream, finishing 3rd in the return effort in January, and then scored an optional claiming victory last time out at odds of 10-1 on February 4th. Now, it's interesting to note that this horse is 6-1 on the morning line here, so even off of an optional claiming win at fairly long odds of 10-1, this horse getting all kinds of respect on the morning line. Number 4, In Due Time, in the field for the Fountain of Youth. Next one we're going to look at is number 6, Rattle and Roll. Now, I know there are a lot of folks who are very high on this horse, given that win in the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland back in October. Had broken the maiden the time before that in September at Churchill Downs, so does have a win over the track that the Kentucky Derby will be run on. Brian Hernandez Jr. is going to be in the saddle for trainer Kenny McPeak. This one, with that win in the Breeders' Futurity, kind of stamped himself as one of the early Kentucky Derby favorites, but has not raced since that race back in early October the 9th to be exact. So coming back off of a prolonged layoff here, we'll have to see how Rattle and Roll handles it first time back for 2022. That is probably part of the reason why this horse is 12-1 on the morning line in the Fountain of Youth. Didn't get much respect from the morning line odds maker there in southern Florida, but certainly is meritorious of a look given that price and given the fact that this one has has now won the last 2 races. And then we come to our 4th horse we're going to look at. That's number 8, Emmanuel. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. Emmanuel is the horse that I have been playing in my Kentucky Derby future wagers. I am very high on this horse. A Todd Pletcher trainee, Luis Saez, will have the ride. He was in the saddle for the first victory that this one scored at a mile at Gulfstream back in December, and then followed it up with a score at a mile 40 yards at Tampa Bay in an optional claiming race at the end of January. This will be the first stakes action for Emmanuel, who is by more than ready out of a hard-spun mare, and I absolutely love that lineage. This one was a $350,000 purchase at Keeneland back in September of 2020. Emmanuel, as I mentioned, right now is the horse I think is the horse that I would be betting come first Saturday in May at Churchill Downs, given the fact that those 2 starts have been very strong. Was the betting favorite in both of them and won handily in each of them by a grand total of 11 1/4 lengths. So as we look at our top 4 selections, you can imagine that I do have Emmanuel, number 8, as my top pick in here. I did put Rattle and Roll second, number 6, at those nice, juicy 12-1 morning line odds. Simplification, number 2, is the 3rd choice, and the 4, In Due Time, rounds out our top 4 of 8, 6, 2, 4. How are we going to play this race? Well, we're going to do something I don't normally do. We're just going to have a straight $10 win wager on Emmanuel, number 8, and then we're going to do a straight exacta of 8 over 6. Emmanuel over Rattle and Roll, a $5 exacta there. So it's a $15 play. And if Emmanuel does win, 9-2 on the morning line, I might add. I did not mention that earlier. Certainly something to take into consideration. And the 12-1 on Rattle and Roll underneath it, that could be a very well-paying exacta for 2 horses that are very much on the road to the Derby. And we are on the road to the Derby for our handicapping challenge. We want to thank you very much for watching this video. Remind you to like this video and subscribe to our Hoosier Park Racing AV channel here on YouTube to get more of these videos as well as more of our harness racing action once we get back to racing. That's going to come up quick, too, on March 25th. Our live racing season returns here to Harrah's Hoosier Park, and we're all looking very forward to that. I'm Michael Chamberlain, wishing the best of luck to you all.